Hello again, all of you fine professional wrestling fans. It's your pal in the mainstream media welcoming you once again to the
Midweek War.
That's your buddy out in Poughkeepsie, New York, Mad Mike. How you doing, Michael?
I am doing fantastic. I have recently toppled over a vending machine, and I have watched a pretty redhead in a ring.
Mike,
yes.
Quick question before we get started.
Mm-hmm.
What's your all-time record versus vending machines?
I had a good stretch there where I was undefeated. Then I started working at IBM, and actually, the vending machines at WWE, let me tell you, Matt.
They job to no one.
They're ruthless.
They don't put you over?
They are ruthless.
They lay down for no one.
No. The amount of shoulder blocks I saw into vending machines would cripple and fascinate you, Matt Carlins.
For the record, me, 13-4 all time.
So. 13? Wow, you've had a lot less battles with vending machines than I have. That would explain a lot.
Hey,
we are
here for one of our 4 midweek war podcasts. We break it up into easy to consume. Hey, since we're talking about vending machines, we break it up into 4 individual pieces, like a Kit Kat bar. People, get with it, and then you digest it however you want to. So we've got one about Lucha Underground, we got an NXT one, we got a Ring of Honor one, we got an Impact one. Go find the Midweek War podcast on iTunes, subscribe, rate, review, do something nice for us for once. And if you need any more information, ship yourself to the mothership, WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Let's talk about NXT, Mad Mike. Give me one word for NXT.
One word. Tokyo!
Feeling it. Fired up.
I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so, Matt Carlins.
I didn't think there was a force on this planet that can make me want to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. But damn it, I think they might have done it. I think I want to see this show. Whew. How about a good thing, Mike? There's some pretty good stuff on this show tonight.
There was a lot of good on this week. I really enjoyed this week's NXT. I'm going to say the good thing. Holy shit, is that Sara Del Ray?
What? Scowling at Eva Marie from the ring apron during Eva Marie this week in an almost empty arena match.
Well, it was a to be fair, it was a tryout match. That's what it appeared to be, and
with Sara Del Ray and William Regal looking on like disappointed parents.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Which is. I stole that line from somebody, but it's funny as hell.
Yeah, but oh my god, is it wrong? I'm actually excited to see the NXT re-debut of Eva Marie.
Is it wrong that I saw Sara Del Ray on television and I'm like, the door's open, now she can wrestle? Just waiting for that moment. How are they going to sneak her onto the TV? There she is. Let's do it. Let's make a match right now. Her versus Sasha. Now, do it.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
I am very excited to see Eva Marie's re-debut.
I gotta say, she looked a lot better in the ring than she has in her Raw stint.
Yes, she is going to be. I mean, she can't help but be 20 times better than she ever was on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be helped.
Yeah.
So she has no choice but to be better than she was when she was on Raw. And what's her ceiling going to be now? I don't know. I can't even grasp that. She's got natural hateability.
Oh, absolutely.
She's got a lot going for her. If she can just do something in the ring, she's got a bright future, Mike. Scary to say.
And I'm gonna say this. It's a teaser for another podcast I do with your wife. Coming next week, Total Divas is back, ladies and gentlemen. And the E! Network showed a little bit of a preview of this season. And there's a lot of Brian Kendrick on it, which I'm immediately on board.
This is going to play like Eva Marie this season of Total Divas is going to be like the longest Rocky training montage you've ever seen in your life, starring Eva Marie.
I was just about to say, her new theme song is gonna be called "The Red Eye of the Tiger."
There you go. Hearts on fire. Give me something bad for NXT.
Oh, bad. What are we doing with the Vaudevillians?
You were not down with the Vaudevillians this week.
No, I want to know what we're doing with them.
We are putting them into a #1 contenders match against Enzo and Big Cass.
Yes, we've been there before, and I love that match. There's no way the Vaudevillains are winning that. I don't think so,
okay,
anyway.
You say that. You say that, but then I sit here and I say, well, if they were gonna put the titles on Enzo and Cass, wouldn't they have the titles by now, Mike?
No, because you had to turn Alexa Bliss, and they still haven't gotten the comeuppance for that. All right,
fair enough. But the Vaudevillains themselves, I'm glad you mentioned this, because I complained a couple of weeks ago about how the Vaudevillains were they were gone for a while. They came back, and they seemed to be unchanged, and I was a little disappointed. I was hoping that they would bring something fresh to the table, but this week they kind of did bring something fresh to the table. They were doing like old time punches, and Simon Gotch was doing this cool like flippy things, you know. I think Aiden English should like pose like John L. Sullivan whenever he's fighting, though. I don't think.
Yeah. like he's got Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary ready to fight.
Yeah, like do that thing.
I'm surprised they don't do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like instead of a collar and elbow tie up, they break away and be like, "Put your dukes up, rapscallion."
And I think it was interesting too. Like Saxton made a point on commentary to refer to them as hipsters. Like, are they trying to like rationalize this absurd gimmick, for lack of a better term, that they're doing? Are they trying to like bring it into the real world a little bit?
And see, that's the major difference between NXT and Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground would legitimately just say these two guys are from the 20s. And they would never talk. They would have word bubbles under their promos. Like that's how Lucha Underground would play this. Like, you remember that video they did about the Lucha Dragons? That would be everything that Lucha did with the Vaudevillains. But
absolutely.
All right.
Something to change?
My change. Have Baron Corbin lose to a jobber. Do something with him.
Oh my gosh, maybe that's where they're going with it.
Oh my god, we need to do something with Baron Corbin. There are a couple things I like in NXT, but they need to pull the trigger on them. Baron Corbin is one of them. Jason Jordan and Gable is another one.
Yeah.
We need to pull the trigger on a couple of these things. They can't just be a cocked gun waiting to fire the whole time, and then we just set it down on a table.
It's a real slow burn.
Oh, it's the slowest.
But it's okay. I'm still kind of fired up for when Gable and Jordan get together, and of course will be the greatest tag team of all time. They better. All right, let's get into...
Could you imagine if by the time they finally do this, they team once and Gable blindsides them, and it's actually a Jordan...
Oh, that's awesome.
It's actually a Jordan versus Gable feud. That would actually be pretty great.
That would be a pretty shocking twist. Feel free to take that one, NXT. That one's for free.
That's free.
Let's talk about... You want to get into the couple of the biggest matches of the night?
I was going to say the main event.
Yeah, Bull Dempsey versus the Vending Machine.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. It's definitely a featured bout.
It's a featured bout. Corey Graves got line of the night for any program on the midweek when after Bull Dempsey is done trying to beat up that vending machine. He's like, Bull Dempsey versus the vending machine, main event at any planet, any universe, whatever he said.
The main event, the WrestleMania main event on the moon that was talked about in 1996 in the old wrestling magazine we read, that would be the main event on the moon. Bull Dempsey versus... By the way, Bull Dempsey...
Could you imagine the pop when Bull Dempsey body slams that vending machine? Those things are heavy, Mike.
Bull Dempsey immediately went for foreign object.
He did. Thank God William Regal was there.
Like I almost wanted to see him try and smash that stool against it, and it ricochet off, and he bumped to the ground.
No. And the ref comes in, 1, 2, 3. All right, you're done. Sorry.
Yeah, you're out. You're out, Paul.
Good. Hey, you know what? Tip of the cap to the Bull Dempsey character.
Oh my God!
I'm trusting that this is going in a positive place, and it's not going to be poor Bull being shamed for months on end, and that he's going to turn it around, make us all love him. But for now, it is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can also go with the televised main event of the show.
That's true.
That was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe against Rhino and Kevin Owens.
That's right. And Finn pinned by Finn, if you will, Kevin Owens for the first time on NXT.
Yeah, only his second loss since he showed up in the company.
And it only took like a gore and
a butt to the head.
He had a drop kick Rhino into Kevin Owens.
Yep.
And then he hit the big double stomp. It's awesome.
Raw.
I'm telling you, I don't think you can underestimate how crazy Tokyo is going to be for Finn Balor.
Oh my God!
On Saturday morning.
Also,
I mean, as crazy as Japanese fans are capable of being, you got to adjust for the international exchange. I
have a question.
Okay.
Do you think WWE is going to allow streamers?
I don't think it's going to be an issue. I don't think it's going to be an issue because I mean, most of the New Japan shows I've caught recently, there hasn't been a lot of streamer activity, and that's the number one promotion over there. So I don't think streamers are that big of a thing at this point.
Okay, so ROH officially ruined that then.
Yeah, ROH has co-opted that and taken that for themselves.
Okay.
Japan is done with it. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. Anyone can correct us if they want to. Hey, let's all be honest. None of us watch as much Japanese wrestling as we should be watching. Can we all agree on that? That's all true.
I want to give a shout out for Samoa Joe taking the pop-up powerbomb.
Yes.
I was unsure if we were ever going to get that spot just because Joe, he's a rather large man, but it looked damn good.
I'm getting intrigued to see who else Kevin Owens can do that to now. At least not to Samoa Joe. I'm like, well, if he could do it to Samoa Joe, maybe he can do it too. And then you just let your imagination run wild on that one.
I mean, probably Kane. Mark Henry and Big Show might be the sticking point.
That might be asking too much.
Yeah.
Don't even suggest the Great Khali. Just don't even bring it up. What did you think of the Ballad of Finn Balor Part 3?
As soon as we're done with these podcasts, I'm gonna watch the whole thing again on WWE Network because it's gonna be laid out in one easy to swallow morsel. It was awesome. It was awesome.
I don't know what else there is to say. I'm ready to watch him take that belt and run with it now.
All right, we'll get into that in predictions.
Oh, okay, very good.
We'll get into that.
A couple more things, because there were a couple more things that are worth mentioning on this one. Emma beat Carmella, and it looks like maybe we're going to get Emma versus Sasha Banks.
I'd be okay with that.
You okay with that?
Yeah, Deadeye's Emma versus Sasha. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Great.
Also,
that means Sasha is. It's okay. You are now permitted to cheer for Sasha Banks.
I mean, I think people were cheering for her before, but
they were cheering for her everyone's. But it's an awkward situation where like, you're really awesome. I want to support you, but I don't want to support you by doing what you're not supposed to be making me do. So I will boo you. Oh, I can cheer you now? Okay, great. I'll cheer you now. You know how that goes.
Also, props to Carmella. I feel like this is her best singles match thus far. She's getting better. She's definitely getting better.
Just, creeping along piece by piece. A lot like Alexa Bliss.
A lot like
getting better while you're not paying attention. And it's just like 1 minute you're going to sit up and be like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. Tyler Breeze is in this nebulous wandering phase right now. Dude needs a feud. I'm hoping, and this is going to get towards what I think we're going to talk about here in a minute. I'm hoping that once Finn gets that belt, Tyler's going to be there waiting, and that he's just kind of in a holding pattern right now. But dude needs something to do, man.
See, I'm going to go the other way on this. I feel like if Kevin Owens does not wrestle the U.S. title away from John Cena, which I'm not sure if he's going to or not yet, if he doesn't, the next night on Raw, it should be Tyler Breeze that does it.
That would be an all-time stunner, for one thing.
Yes, but I think after a war with Kevin Owens, a guy who's super serious, super like big, imposing, no nonsense, you see a motherfucker come out with a fur-covered selfie stick, watching himself walk to the ring. Cena will be bamboozled as to how to handle that, and beauty shot out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Running beauty shot.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, that beauty shot on Ty Dillinger looked amazing this week.
I love it when he hits it with a little extra momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how he beat Hideo the one time.
Yeah.
He hit him with like a running beauty shot, and it looked like it could knock out an elephant. Mm-hmm. It just looks awesome, which is fun to say whenever you're talking about Tyler Breeze match.
Another thing we could do with Tyler Breeze, team him with Ty Dillinger, and they can be called Pretty Perfect.
Ty. I would call them Ty.
I know, of course you would. You of the Char Char and the Shasha, but I would call them Pretty Perfect because Ty Dillinger's got the 10 thing. Tyler Breeze is Prince Pretty Perfect.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, who you got on Saturday morning, KO or Finn?
Oh,
I can't believe you're debating this in your head. I'll answer it for you. Folks, Finn Balor is going to whoop that ass on Saturday morning. Believe it. He's going to be in his war paint, and nobody beats the demon. Do you understand how this works, wrestling fans? When the paint goes on, the other guy goes down.
Matt, to quote great wrestling philosopher Conan, it's all just mind games, bro. And you know what Kevin Owens doesn't account for? Mind games. He doesn't give a shit. John Cena will call him a poopy pants all the time. Owens will just say, hey, you know what? I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. He's not going to care. Kevin Owens is going to pop up powerbomb the shit out of the demon Balor, and Japan is going to be very, very sad.
That is going to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. I'm sad just thinking about it. Don't worry, it won't happen. All right, where do you rank NXT among the 4 shows this midweek?
NXT's taking the number 1 spot for me because Bull Dempsey versus a vending machine is a main event everywhere in the country.
Or the planet.
No, I'm saying everywhere, not anywhere. I'm saying everywhere. It's the main event of Earth.
I forgot to mention this real quick. I made fun of Corey Graves' shirt last week, and he was wearing a polka dot shirt again this week, and I think he's doing it as a tribute to Dusty Rhodes. So if that's the case, I apologize, Corey Graves, but otherwise, listen, the outfit last week was still, it's getting ridiculous because you worn it a billion times. You look good this week, though, Corey, so make Pittsburgh proud. I had NXT number 2 this week, only because they didn't have 2 title changes on their show this week. But it was awesome. They crammed a lot of stuff into 1 hour program. There was a ton of content, and they set up a lot of matches that I am very intrigued to see because, I think Vaudevillians versus Cass and Enzo is going to be interesting. Emma versus Sash is going to be really interesting. And it don't get any bigger than Bull Dempsey versus the Vending Machine. Just shut up, man. It does not get any bigger than that. And I'm ready for the rematch already. Preferably no DQ.
And by DQ, you mean Dairy Queen.
Oh, my goodness. Don't even get me started. All right. I think we've done it. Hey, folks. Thanks for listening to the Midweek War podcast. We do 4 of these every week. So get yourself to iTunes. Go find the Midweek War there or go to WrestlingMayhemShow.com. And that way, you will not ever miss an episode of this, your favorite podcast, which is known as
the Midweek War.